All right, we are here with New York University men's basketball after their first round tournament win over Hudson University. We have head coach Dave Klatsky, guard Spencer Friedman, and center Emmanuel Onuwama. Coach, if you could just start with an opening statement about the game.
Sure. Just super proud of this group. I think we saw today how hard it is to win NCAA tournament games, really any college basketball game. I think they took a 2 or 3 point lead, and then our guys just locked in. And from that point on, we played at a different level. And honestly, it's why you get home court advantage. I think the crowd helped us tremendously in that stretch, and to play at home, it helps. And we saw that today. We put ourselves in position to do that by having a great year, and for us to rally, or for them to rally behind us and push us towards that 18 to 20 point run. I'm seeing here a 20 point run that we had once the game got tight, and we were able to put it away with obviously some great individual performances, but also some great individual defensive performances. So just super proud of this group, and we'll continue forward and get right back at it tomorrow.
Ruby?
Yeah. So I'll start with Spencer. So obviously, potentially could have been your last game ever. Is there anything you do differently going into it, or you treat it like every other match?
Yeah.
Game?
It's funny you say that. I haven't really thought about it like that, to be honest with you. It's been more of just enjoying the moment. You know, I love the team, love the coaching staff, and we really have such a great group. 1 through 20, we're all super close, and this has been such a fun year. And last year was amazing, and it's carried over, and this year's just as good, if not better. And I've just thought about it like, you know, going into every game, I'm just really grateful to have the opportunity to go out and run up and down, play basketball with my friends. You know, like, in the grand scheme of things, how amazing is that when you look at what else is happening in the world? And so I just want to enjoy the moment. It doesn't feel any different that it could possibly be my last game here, or if it was my first game ever. It's really just something I enjoy doing, and I get to do it with people I enjoy running up and down with. So that's sort of how I think about it.
For E, you obviously had a fantastic game. On the offensive end, it seems like sometimes when you have these like great games, you really find you get going, and then you really find your confidence. Is that something that you would agree that sort of happens, where you just get hot and then just really feed into that big man role, that offensive beast that you are right now?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think I bring the same energy every game. I feel like my role on this team is not all about scoring, so I don't need to score to have my confidence. I take pride in playing defense, so that's something I wake up every day to do. But sure, I mean, when you get going, I mean, it feels good, and it feels good to have the guys who believe in you and get you the ball. So it's always good to have that feeling. But for me, I try to bring the same energy every game, like regardless of if I'm scoring or not. I'm still gonna get back on defense or try to rebound or help the guys play defense. So yeah, definitely just gives me energy, but that's not what it's about.
And Coach, this was a bit of an unusual game for you all in the sense of course, playing a team that you're not super familiar with. And then both offenses started really slowly. It wasn't as kind of fast-paced as you guys like it. But what do you think kind of turned once it got to that 2 point game, once they tied it, made it really close, and then you guys just totally pulled away? What was the difference during that stretch?
There's a couple things that come to mind without having watched film yet, but I think when we got down, it really woke us up. And from that point on, our defense was tremendous, and obviously he's our anchor, but we forced a lot of the same shots, but they were more contested. And for that reason, we were then able to get the ball and go, and sometimes you put the ball in 13's hands and he gets going, and then everyone kind of feeds off that. So you got that emotion where you can play a little bit harder on defense and get those stops that were needed at that time. And then the second thing is, and it's unfortunate, but their guy Riles Neff going down. You never want to see that on your team, on another team, whoever. But it affected them because they couldn't score at the rate. He commands so much attention that even when he wasn't having the best game, he still commands so much attention. So that was just unfortunate, and but that just being real, that definitely was a big part of the run, him not being out there.
Totally. And Dave, you touched on a little bit about the atmosphere, but I'll throw it to the two players. So I'll start with you, Spencer. Just talk about that environment and you know, NYU really showing out at the Paulson Center for the first tournament game in its history.
Yeah, awesome environment. That's all I can really say. I mean, it's great to play at home and to have the home fans and to not have to travel. And, you know, we feel comfortable here. Although we've only been here for, you know, 6 or 7 months now, you know, it's a lot better than Brooklyn. And we could pack the place, and there were a lot of people there. And it's, you know, we're really fortunate to have a bunch of students that want to come out and watch, and a bunch of parents and just casual fans, alumni. Everybody wants to be here and cheer us on. And I think I can speak for the whole team that really helps us, especially in those moments, you know, when the game is tight. When we score, you hear that energy and you can feel it, or we get a big stop, or Manuel makes a huge block. You can hear everyone in the gym erupt, and we just feed off that energy. So it's awesome, and it's pretty cool that we were able to play the first game hosted in Paulson.
And E, if you have anything to add to that about the atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, he said it all. I feel like, you know, feed off the energy. It's great to have NYU fans come in, students, alumni, come support. It's always a great feeling when, you know, you have the fans behind your back. You have those, you know, runs where the other team make runs, and, you know, everyone's quiet, but once you get something going, you hear the fans, and it feels good. It gives you a lot of energy. So, yes, it feels very good to be at home.
Ruby, you got another one? Liam?
Yeah, so this team obviously is fantastic on the defensive end, and in the rebound department. When we were doing our prep, we found that they were like 5th in D3 in rebounds per game and like 1st in defensive rebounds per game. So what was sort of that mentality heading into this one, Coach? And obviously it paid off. You had a bunch of rebounds, double-double, and so obviously it paid off. What was sort of the mindset heading into this one in terms of rebounds?
I like that you did your homework. We're gonna have to get you in our scout team for the rest of the year. I mean, you said it. One of the keys to our game was they have a couple of really good offensive rebounders, and we focused on that. We do drills every day to work on rebounding. And when you go into a game like that, when you play a guy like, and their two best ones, Maranta and Colin, we're just focused on that.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm looking at it right now. They had 7 offensive rebounds on 44 misses.
Right.
So that's how we graded, like, you know, the percentage of defensive rebounds you get. And that's tremendous against a team that rebounds as well as they do. And then on the flip side, like, E had 3 huge ones. They might have all been in the same possession, but though that was a huge possession, we get 8 on 33 misses, so we're right around 25%. But that's a huge part of what we focused on coming into this game, and something we harp on all year, because rebounding is huge. You got to finish possessions, and on the flip side, if you can get extra possessions, it's going to be a good thing every game.
Absolutely.
And then lastly for me, looking ahead to tomorrow, you have Tufts. I mean, from that first game that we saw tonight, I mean, that was a real grit and grind, slow, kind of low scoring affair, and that's kind of opposite of the approach that you guys typically have. And for all 3 of you, but I'll start with you, Coach, kind of I know it's early, but what's the approach, what's the mindset when facing a team that plays that style?
Tufts is going to be very similar to what we've seen all year. They're, you know, the NESCAC UAA are very similar leagues in terms of just makeup. You know, they're really, really physical. They're big. They're strong. They play well. They're not a team that's going to, like, you know, run up and down and press you. Although they do have a couple presses, but we're going to approach it just as we have all year in the UAA, knowing that they have some really good players. They're going to play smart, and they're a good defensive team. So we'll attack that film right now and get these guys the best prep they can get going into tomorrow. But at the end of the day, on one-day prep, it's going to be more about our group than it will be about their group.
Absolutely. And then Spencer, E, if you have anything to add just about the preparation mentality going into tomorrow.
I think we just trust in the coaches. You know, this is our 26th game, and they've done an amazing job preparing us for all 26, and we know they'll do a great job for 27. And I think for Ian, myself, and the rest of the guys, our first thing is get some nice, good dinner, get some good sleep, and then we'll get at it tomorrow.
Absolutely. E, anything else?
So yeah, just come in tomorrow ready to play. I'm sure Coach is gonna cook up some stuff for them, and, you know, we're gonna be fine. We just gotta come ready to play and, you know, do it again. That's it.
Excellent. Thank you all. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.